Welcome everybody to the Scott County News Graphic Boys Basketball Coaches Show. We're here again with Coach Hicks, and we've got a special guest this week. Bryce Long has joined us, and we're here to break down both the season opener, which was at Paris High School on Tuesday night, prior to this filming, and then talk about next week as well. But Coach, just some of your thoughts on a good win Tuesday night at Paris.
It was. I was really concerned, Cal, because they had basically the same team we played last year. And last year we opened up the win against them here, and then they won about 20 straight games after that. And they got upset in the regional semifinals last year. So they had a veteran ball club, and going on the road to Paris, I knew it was going to be a tough place. But proud of our guys. I thought we made a ton of mistakes. But we played hard. We played so hard that for so long. I thought we played 13 players that game. I thought all 13 really got after it. Defensively, we really, I think we killed them on the boards, and I think that's where the effort shows up more than anywhere. So I'm really proud of our guys to be able to go to Paris and win like that. That was I'm really proud of that. Surprise, actually. I didn't think we could beat them that bad.
About 90 degrees in that gym. To be able to maintain that pace for 4 quarters, I thought it was pretty impressive. Is that what you saw, Bryce? I also thought the advantage you guys had on the boards especially was key to that game.
Yeah, the boards were real good, and it was a lot easier to play hard because we had all our football team back in there. It's good not having no subs. Before that, we had to go the whole time. And we get some subs in there.
Good, interesting you mentioned that. What's that like for you? You guys have been practicing for a while, but you've only had the football guys here a day or two during the week, and is it a challenge to kind of build that chemistry on the floor again when you bring them back in full time?
Well, most of them played last year, and we all played together. So, I mean, the chemistry is still there a little bit. We just got to rebuild on it and hopefully make it better.
Getting back to the Paris game, Coach, from your perspective, you started the game kind of with a plan, I thought, of 5 in, 5 out, and then Paris kind of hung in with you, and that strategy changed a little bit.
Well, it's again, we was trying to get the 5 that started that hadn't been practicing, playing together to get them out there going, really get going. And I thought that they would go out there and get us a good lead because they'd been practicing, they were ready. Yeah. And then, but we made some turnovers. We missed some easy shots, and Paris was able to hang with us. Then we subbed the other group in, and they went hard for a few minutes. Then they sort of got tired. The condition. Using different muscles. It's not they're not doing bad condition. It's just different muscles, different sports. But yeah, it didn't take me long to figure out that we'd be better off subbing 2 or 3 at a time than subbing 5 at a time.
Bryce, no matter how many years you play basketball, are there always some first game jitters? Just the first regular season game, everybody has to get out of their system a little bit too.
Yeah, it's real hard whenever, since we were ranked so high. I just feel like our expectations are high. And, our first game, we just went out there a little nervous, I think, and everybody has butterflies.
Yeah, talk a little bit about that, because there are some expectations from other people from outside the program have put on you this year. You guys, as a very young team, achieved a lot last year and had a good record and did some nice things, but I think people are kind of putting you up a little bit higher based on what you have coming back. Does that put a little more on your shoulders, and is it you just kind of have to block it out a little more?
I mean, it does, but we just, at the end of the day, we got to go out there and play. Like Coach said last year, that'll be the last year that we'll be able to go out there and surprise people. Now they'll just know that we're going to be there, and we're just going to have to come out and play.
As a coach, you talk about the football players, and football had a really good season. Does any of that success translate into basketball in terms of just that winning mentality that they got on at the end of the year?
Well, I think it all does, Cal. Not just football and basketball, but it does school-wide. These kids at Scott County, we're winning everything. Scott County is pretty good in everything, and not just in sports, but our academics, our music and band. And I can go around everything at school, but I think it transcends the whole school. But there's a, and I noticed that when I came here 20-some years ago. I noticed that the people in Scott County. They expect to be good, expect to be the best, and that's something that's carried on for 20-some years here, and I'm really proud to see it carry on each generation. I've been here long enough to know that see these guys come through, and when their dads came through, and that this community has sustained that. But it helps everything to do with the school and the whole community, that winning mentality.
Bryce, what are your thoughts on just the identity of this team? It seems like you guys can do a lot of things well. You can beat people inside when you have to. You got a lot of guys that can shoot the basketball and hit from outside. I mean, is it just going to be a little bit of each depending on what night it is?
Yeah, it just depends on the matchup. If the other team's big, we're going to try and shoot. And we got Glenn, Cooper, Cam, all of them can hit from outside three, inside. We got Michael and Cooper Watson there, the powerhouse. We got pretty much it all.
Looks like defensively you're going to be able to kind of give other teams a hard time too. You forced a lot of turnovers against Paris. Is that just a product of the pace and the style that you guys always like to play?
Yeah, the system we do is coach tries to get us up in the passing lanes, and that's generating a lot of steals and just turnovers that itself.
And Coach, that kind of fits in with your style, I'm sure, just how you've coached over the years and want everybody to be kind of a versatile player.
Everything we do as a program is seated right at the very beginning, Cal. And I wrote that down 40 years ago in my philosophy of basketball, and it's to develop players. Everything we do is built around developing our players. We expect them all to be able to dribble, pass, shoot, rebound, do all those things. And the way we play, and that's why it's tough on the kids that come into football, because the way we coach our system, the way we play, we teach you to play basketball, to do it all. Now, out on the floor, you're constantly making reads. You know, we don't tie your hands as much. We put you on offense, and sometimes we have you to cut. But along that cut, they always have a chance to deviate by reading how the defense is playing them and adjust to that. So, yeah, we want our players to be well-rounded, and every player does the same thing in practice. We don't have this and do this, and they all do basically the same thing.
I came here today at the end of your practice, and you guys look like kind of an intra-squad scrimmage. Bryce, that's got to make you guys better. As much depth as you guys have, when you're practicing against each other and kind of look like a game situation, that's got to be almost as tough as any game you play during the season.
Yeah, it's real competitive out there. We're just out there going to war, but then at the end of the day, I mean, we're still cool. Mike, and we're getting into it, and he fell down. Tried to help him up, and he just turned it off. And then after the game, he just came over and was like, it's cool. And he did the moment. I mean, we're just all good.
Now, is some of that by design? Because you have a week off after the Paris game. You don't play again until this coming Tuesday.
Yeah, this even though we don't have a game for a week, this might be the most important week of our season. Yeah. It's what we do this week right here would define how we do down the road. Mm-hmm. And what I'm saying is how well we get everybody meshed together. Right now we got our team split up, going head-to-head battling. Today we had press scrimmage, we had man-to-man control scrimmage, we had zone control scrimmage, and went live. So the end score, the end of that was the final score of all those combined. We didn't take a score off that combined. And I didn't know which team won, but it was like a 1 or 2 point ball game. All the day with it. So and we had 11 players playing today. So that tells you got 11 guys that can play.
Who do we have on the schedule coming up this coming week? You're going to have your home opener.
We have Powell County Tuesday night, and from an interesting standpoint, is probably the 2 oldest coaches in the state. I'm glad to see Coach Freddie get back in it again, because he got back in
Makes
coaching.
You feel better?
Because I'm a baby compared to Dave. He's a lot older than I am. So it'll be interesting. Now, the game is not about the coaches, but it'll be fun for me. I've coached against Dave 30-some years ago, and so it'll be good from that standpoint. But it's a player's game. It's not the coach's game. And the Powell County has some tough kids. They got a big 20-point win at Buckhorn, who's defending champion of the 14th region the other night. So they'll be tough. If they're not, that'll be the first Dave Friendly coach team that wasn't. Because Dave does a great job of coaching and getting his kids to play. And boy, we've got to get ready for that. But even before then, God, we got so much to accomplish between now and next Monday. And that's right now. These next few practices will define us and how good we're going to be maybe before Christmas.
Bryce, you're looking forward to being able to play a game at home. You haven't had a regular season game, and I'm sure that makes just a big difference in having your crowd here and the atmosphere, and get you a little more pumped than you would be otherwise.
Yeah, it's just a great atmosphere here. a bunch of people come out, and it's just a good feeling going out there and playing in front of our hometown.
That's Tuesday night against Polk County. Hope you can make it, and hope you can join us every week. Check us out every Monday. We'll be back with the Coaches Show. Until next time, for Bryce and for Coach, I'm Cal. See you on the sidelines.